Hi Sanjana, how are you?
Hi, sir. I'm good. What about you?
I'm good too. Thank you. So can you tell us something about yourself?
Yes, sir. First of all, thank you to let me introduce myself. My name is Sanjana Patil, and I am from Hyderabad. I completed my post graduation from Swami Ramananda Tirtha Marathwada University in computer science. I completed my software testing course from the QH Technology, Hyderabad,
Mhm.
and now I'm looking for the jobs.
Okay, okay. So what do you know about automation?
Automation testing is one of the software testing process in which using the specialized in which we use the specialized software to automate the test script and control the test execution and compare the result to the expected outcome.
Okay. So which tool you are using for automation testing?
Selenium.
Okay. Let's say if I have to refresh some particular browser using Selenium. So which are the various mechanisms, which are the various ways to achieve it via automation, via Selenium?
There is one method in Selenium called navigate.refresh. We can refresh our web page or web browser through the navigate command.
Mhm.
Another one is we can directly by the control shift plus F5 command, we can use this command, or from the by clicking the right click on the screen, and there is an option for the refreshing the page. We can refresh our page through that.
Okay. So one you have mentioned is about the driver.navigate.refresh. And the
Yes,
another
sir.
you mentioned about send keys. Did you mention about send keys?
No, sir. No.
Okay, so send keys is also one of the way you can use to refresh a web page,
Okay. Okay,
right?
sir.
So
Send.
let me share my screen and let
Okay,
me
sir.
show you different commands. Mm. See, these are the different commands which you can use actually. Oh, let me share my screen. Sorry. So driver.get current URL, right? So this is one of the command. Then using send keys. So let's say if you have to manually refresh the browser, then how you will do? You will press F5 key in your keyboard.
Yes,
Mm.
sir.
Yeah. So same thing you can do via Selenium as well. For that, you will have to use send keys. And apart from
Okay.
this, there is one more. This get method is there. And you can also use driver.navigate.to driver.get current URL. So that will also help you to refresh the browser. So these are all the mechanisms that you can use to refresh the browser via Selenium or via test automation.
Okay.
Okay, now tell me which are the different components in a BDD framework?
BDD framework.
Mhm.
I don't.
Okay. See, in a BDD framework, you will have three components. One is the feature file. Let me explain it to you. See, this question, they might ask you just to know whether you have knowledge on BDD framework or not, right? Because there are
Okay.
various frameworks available in automation. BDD is there, data-driven is there, keyword-driven framework is there. You should have just basic knowledge on them. No one will be expecting you to create these frameworks because you are a fresher, right? But at least you should have some knowledge.
Okay, sir.
So with respect to BDD framework, you have three kind of main components. One is feature file, one is step definition file, and one is the test runner file. In a feature file, you will be writing the code in the form of keywords. So you won't be writing the code at all. You will be using this Jerkin language, and these are the keywords that you will be using. Given, when,
Given.
then, and. So these are the important keywords that you will be using. Apart from this, there are many other keywords, but these keywords you should be able to explain. So what is given? Given is actually a prerequisite. What is when? When is actually the action item. Suppose you have to perform some action. Suppose you want to do something via that automation script. So you'll go for when. Then is the expected result, the verification point, the checkpoint, the assertion, that is your then. And is your attached screenshot. So and attached screenshot, you'll write and is one of the keyword that might be used for miscellaneous actions. Now, these feature file would be created by the business team or by the non-technical team. In the step definition file, you'll be writing this code in the form of Java or Python programming language. When you say navigate to this URL or refresh the browser, all those code would be coming in the step definition file. Test runner file would be useful to you to run this feature file. So it would be it becomes like a integration between your feature file and your step definition file. So using test runner file, you'll be providing the path of the feature file or the name of the feature file or the tag of the feature file which you want to trigger. And then your test runner file will trigger that particular feature file, and accordingly your test script will be running. So there is a proper handshake between your feature file and the step definition file, and the test runner file is used for execution level, right? So these are the three important components of a BDD framework. BDD framework is known as behavioral driven development. It's a framework which can, using which the development team, or you can say the testing team, the test automation team, and the business team can collaborate, or you can say the technical as well as non-technical people can collaborate, right? So that is known as the BDD framework. Simple, easy to understand,
Yes, sir.
right? Okay. Now, what is WebDriver?
WebDriver is the main concept of the Selenium,
Mm-hmm.
which is one which is a programming interface which helps us
It's an
to create.
interface.
It
Yes.
is a
Yes.
programming interface which
Mm-hmm.
helps to create and run the test cases, and it makes provision to acts on web elements, and it provides some methods to work with the web elements.
Correct. So the very important term that you have to remember in an interview, WebDriver is an interface, right? Okay. Now, what is Chrome driver, Firefox driver? What are these all things? Are these also
The-
interfaces? Yeah.
no, sir. These are not interfaces. These are the subclasses of remote 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 web driver. No, remote class is the main class, and these are the Chrome driver and Firefox driver. These all drivers are the subclasses of that class.
Mm-hmm. So why do you use Chrome driver?
To navigate or to interact with the browsers.
Mm-hmm. Which browser?
Chrome browser, sir.
Chrome browser.
Google,
Correct.
Google Chrome. Google Chrome browser.
Right, right. So if you want to use the automation, if you want to execute these particular tests in the Chrome browser, then what you will do is you'll go for a Chrome driver, right? What is the purpose of Chrome driver? So Chrome driver is used to control the Chrome browser. It will help you to launch these Chrome browsers and perform actions for the automation testing.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now, okay. Now let me share my screen. So can you tell me what is the meaning of this line?
Okay, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Here we are upcasting the variable reference variable of the interface WebDriver interface with the object of the Chrome driver.
Hmm. So what does new stands here for? What does driver stands here for?
We are creating an object new is used for the allocating the memory location for memory for the or create new is used for create an object of the class
Hmm.
instance of the class. So basically, we are here. We are WebDriver is an interface and driver is a reference of that web driver, and we are creating we are basically upcasting here the in that reference reference variable of the parent class refer to the object of the child class.
Hmm.
Means we are in implementing the web driver through the object of Chrome driver class.
Okay, fine. See, when you say about WebDriver, so what is WebDriver? It's an interface that is available in the Selenium library itself. Okay. Now, when you are declaring driver as a WebDriver type, so you can use here any class which can be used to control various browsers. Here we are writing Chrome. You can also use Firefox. You can also use Safari. Okay. And here Chrome
Yes.
driver is actually a class. Again, it's available in the Selenium library, which is implementing this particular WebDriver interface. So what does this Chrome driver do? It contains the code. Which kind of code? Which is necessary to start this Chrome browser instance, right? So you will be starting this Chrome browser. So whenever you will be initiating, whenever you'll be running this test, the new Chrome instance would be getting launched. And then you have to send some commands to it, maybe launching a URL or maybe selecting some drop down or maybe clicking on some particular button. So that's what the Chrome driver class will do. When you say new Chrome driver, what does new stands for? So new means it will start a new Chrome browser window, right? So it is creating a new instance of the Chrome driver class itself, right? So that is what is happening behind the scenes. Driver equal to new Chrome driver. Okay,
Okay.
fine. Now, mm, yeah, which automation command will you use in Selenium to close a browser?
To close the browser, there are two commands.
Mm-hmm.
One is driver.close and another is driver.quit. So basically, driver.close command is used to close the current browser window which is on in focus. If there are many browser windows are opened, then it will close the current browser window. And driver.quit method is used to close all the browser windows which are opened in the web driver.
Mm-hmm. So can you define the use case? When will you use this close command or when will you use this quit command?
Like if we means if we want to close the current browser window,
Hmm.
then we use the driver.close command.
Okay. But let's say if there are multiple WebDriver sessions alive, right? Then will you go for, let's say if you are using close command, then what would happen to the rest of the sessions, where rest of the WebDriver sessions? Will they be alive or will they also get closed?
They will be alive.
They'll be alive, right? Yes, correct.
Yes.
That is correct. What about quit command?
Quit command is you all browser windows are get closed.
Correct, correct. So let me tell you the answer. See, close is used to close the current browser window. If you have only one of the window open and you use this close, then it will close the existing window which was opened. But if you have multiple windows open, then close will not close every one of them. For that, you will have to use quit. So quit will be used when you have completed your automation testing, when you have ran all your tests and you want to clean up all the resources and you want to close all the browser windows, then you will be going for the quit. So this is the difference between the close and the quit. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Fine. Now, what is the difference between find element and find elements?
both are used to locate the web element on the web page.
Hmm.
Find element is used to, if we want to locate a particular element, a single element, then
Hmm.
we go for the find element, and with the help of any locating strategy, it will locate a element which we want. And find elements, if we want to locate a list of element or the
Hmm.
all elements in web page specific, then we use find elements.
Okay. Let's say if you are using find element and you did not get any matching element when you are running the script, you didn't get any matching element, then what exception you will get with respect to find element? What kind of exception you are getting?
No such element exception.
No such element exception. Correct, correct. Okay. So what is the return type of find elements?
Web element, sir.
Okay, return type is list web element. So it will return a list of all the web element objects that match with the.
Find elements. The find elements return type is list of web element,
Yes,
and
yes,
find element return type is web element.
web element. Correct, correct. Perfect, perfect. Okay, okay. Let's say if I want to take a screenshot of one of my script which is running. So how can I achieve this in Selenium?
To take a screenshot, we first we have to typecast our driver to take screenshot, because WebDriver inbuilt doesn't have any methods or
Hmm.
from the to take the screenshot. Then after typecasting the driver into the text screenshot, it will provide some methods, like get screenshot as. Then it
So,
we use get screenshot method. It will take two parameters. One is output type, and second one is file.
hmm,
Output type is an interface, and file is a method present in file class. So
correct.
make use of it. We have to first instantiate the file class,
Hmm.
means create an object of the file class. Then after creating an object, we like have to pass the path of the path where we want to save our screenshot,
Hmm.
and then make use of static method called copy. And then again the copy method take two parameters, from where means the file, from where and to where we want to save our screenshot. So by this process, we are able to take the screenshot.
Hmm. 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 Okay. What is takes screenshot actually?
It is in interface.
Yes, correct. It's an interface. So Selenium is providing the support for taking screenshots using the takes screenshot interface, right? Now, let me show you the code also. So in an interview, you might be asked to write this code and explain this code. So the currently what you have explained was correct, but in an interview, please join with a laptop or computer so that you can write this code as well. See, the take screenshot method is there. It will cast the driver to the takes screenshot. Take screenshot is actually an interface. Now what happens is you have this file and you want to capture that screenshot in some particular file and store it in some particular temporary. Now you have this particular file and then you have the destination path. So you have to provide the destination path for that screenshot as well, where it should go and save. What should be the file type? What should be the format? Whether it is BNG, whether it is JPG, or whether it is JPG, JPEG. So those kind of things. Then you can also copy the screenshot which you have received to the destination folder. So in the morning, once your automation is completed, then you can see all the screenshots, or you can see for screenshots for the scripts which have got failed, at what particular point it got failed, or at what particular location it got failed, what was the root cause, what was the reason for the failure. So those things you can identify using these particular screenshots itself. Okay, great. Okay. Which are the different types of XPath that you are aware about?
The different type of XPath,
Hmm.
absolute XPath and relative XPath. These are the two types of XPath.
Okay.
Absolute XPath is starts from the root node or
Hmm.
the starting. It will locate the element from the starting, like from HTML tag. And relative XPath is if you want to find any element, then it will help us to find from some between somewhere in the page, and it
Hmm.
will start with the double slash, where in other hand absolute XPath start with the single slash,
Hmm. And relative XPath will start with
double
sing-
slash.
double slash. Right.
Yes.
Okay. Which is the latest version of Selenium?
4, Selenium 4.
Okay. So what is the difference between old and new Selenium versions?
It The Selenium 4 is extended version, and it have some built-in bug fix some bug fixes. It comes with some bug fixes properties,
Hmm.
and integrates stability,
Hmm.
and it has inbuilt backward compatible. I know this thing.
What is backward compatible?
No, sir.
So, so backward compatible means, let's say, if you had some browser support earlier, so this version will also support those browsers, and apart from those browsers, it will be supporting the additional browser versions as well. Okay, so let this be an open question for the people who are watching this video. What is the difference between Selenium older version to the Selenium latest version? That is Selenium 3.x to Selenium 4.x. And your previous answer of the question, the latest version of the Selenium is Selenium 4.x. That is correct, right? Okay. Now, what is actions class used for?
Action class basically used for the mouse and keyboard operations.
Mm-hmm.
Provides multiple class methods to interact with the or mouse or with the around the elements, like move to element, and drag and drop, uh, context click, double click.
Mm-hmm.
These type of method, it will it will have these type of methods. So basically action class is used for the mouse operations and keyboard operations.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so this answer is perfect, that it is used for performing mouse events. Now, let's say if you are telling about methods, then you can tell about 2 to 3 important methods, right? So let me show you which are the 2 to 3 important methods which you can tell in a real-time interview, which you will be using for sure.
Move to the element, drag and drop.
Yes, yes. So click, what does click do? So it will click at the current mouse location. Then you have double click, you have context click. What is context click?
Right click, sir.
Right click, right? So that is context click. Then you have click and hold. So you can click without releasing in the middle of the given element. That also you can do. Drag and drop is there. You can take the mouse from one particular location, from the source location to the target location. Then drag and drop by. So you can click and hold with respect to the offset. So you have X axis, you have Y axis. So that X offset, Y offset, right? Then move
Yes.
by offset, move to element, release. So these are all the things that you can tell. But if you are telling about methods, you can cover these 3 methods. These are the important methods. Click, double click, right click,
Okay, sir.
right? The rest of the
Yes.
methods, if they ask you anything, then you can tell. But generally, this question will be asked, what is actions class used for? So that is an important thing. Okay, now let's move to the next question. Okay, how will you handle SSL certificate in Selenium?
It's a certificate.
Hmm.
Uh, to handle these type of certificate, we have to use the Chrome options class.
So let me show you the SSL certificate also. So is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is the certificate that I am telling you. Wait. Oh, I think screen sharing got stopped, right? Yeah. Now is the screen visible?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. So how will you handle this kind of SSL certification? Shall I stop
Mm,
sharing the screen?
yes, yes, sir. Yes.
Hmm? Okay. Yeah.
Uh,
Tell me. Hmm.
as I told you, that means to handle these type of certificate, we have to means use Chrome options class
Hmm. Mm-hmm.
that comes in Chrome driver class, and there is a method accept. Sorry, sir.
No worries. No worries. Take your time. Take your time.
Actually, I'm not
Okay.
able to recognize the
No
at the
worries.
time.
No worries. That's fine. That's totally fine. So let me share my screen. See, you were absolutely correct. You have to create an instance of the Chrome options class. So even if you tell this thing, no, 40 to 50%, you have answered it correctly. Partial correct answer you were able to give. Now, what's the next process? Okay. So you created an instance of Chrome options class. Now you will have to, you have this method set accept insecure certificates. You can pass this parameter true or false. If you want to accept it, you can pass it as true. If you want to discard it, then you can mark it as false in the parameter. You can give that parameter. Okay. Then this is handling SSL, the instance that you have created that you will be passing in your WebDriver driver equal to new Chrome driver, right? And
Yes.
then you will be launching and then it will be working. So that's how you will be handling this particular Chrome options class. Is this clear?
Actually, I know the
Yeah.
process, but
Mhm.
the method name is like I forgot the
No
method name.
worries. See, it is not important to remember all these method names because you don't have to remember. That kind of intelligence is not required. Those things are available whenever you will be using IDE, whether it is IntelliJ or Eclipse. You'll be getting all these methods. You'll be able to use these methods because you would be using this Selenium libraries via Maven dependency, or you will be injecting them. So these all methods would be available to you. What is important for you is you should know what is the usage of all these methods. I'm not asking you to remember these method names. Okay, this method, this, but you should know what it will do, right? You just have to use it. You'll be creating an object, and then the object name dot, all that method list will come before you, right? So you should know which method needs to be used here with respect to your use case.
Yes.
Right? So that is very easy. But the good thing is that you were able to recall that it can be handled via Chrome options. Okay, now let's go to the next question. Okay, which are the different types of locators that you are aware about?
Um, so basically, locators are used to locate the web element, and there are 8 type of locators present in Selenium WebDriver:
Hmm.
ID, name, class name,
Hmm.
tag name,
Hmm.
link text, partial link text, CSS selector, and XPath. These are the web locators. I know.
Okay, which one is the fastest locator among all that you have mentioned right now?
ID,
ID or CSS?
ID, sir.
ID, are you sure? Take your time and think, how can ID be the faster, or even how can exp, or if you think CSS, then which one would be the faster?
Means ID is like secured, and like
Hmm.
in general, means we use most of in classes, and like XPath is mostly used.
Hmm.
But I think that ID is the easiest and fastest locator.
Okay. So let's say if you don't have ID for the element that you want to automate, then what you will do?
Then I will choose either name, or if
Hmm.
any of the attribute is not there, so I will choose XPath.
Okay. See, you'll be going for XPath, but it is very important that you convey these things to your leads or to your QA managers that I'm not having the IDs for these particular elements and I'm going for XPath. So I'll be going for relative XPath, but can we get IDs? Because IDs are fastest locators. So if you get IDs, your automation script would be completing in a less amount of
Thank
time. So you should convey and then you can use XPath. There is no problem in using XPath. You have to use XPath because there would be times when you won't be having IDs for the locators, for the elements which you want to locate, right? So IDs
you.
are actually unique, hence those are fast enough. Okay. Okay. What is CSS selector? When will you use CSS selector?
CSS selector is one of the locating strategy.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, if there is basically we go for an ID name or tag name. If there is these are not present, then we'll go for the CSS selector.
Right, right. So you'll be going for CSS selector, that is by.css selector when you don't have IDs and when you want to locate based on classes, based on attributes, then you'll go
Attributes.
for CSS selector.
Yes.
Hmm? Okay, then Sanjana, I am done with the interview. Do you have any questions for me?
No, sir.
Yeah.